Hashtag BMAJ, yes.
Yes, so welcome. We'll start having people come in. And I just spoke with Regina, and we are going to do our, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. We are going to show a video in the beginning.
Sure.
So we'll be doing that.
I got questions. You going to tell me how I'm going to get my mojo back in 2022?
Yes.
And I do work out, but I'm like, I got to get my mojo back.
Great. You look great.
It's it's more than just the look, right? It's all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Yep.
That's the whole thing. I got to get my mojo back.
Mm.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Okay. All right. I'm counting.
So Andrea wants
doubt
to
about
do a what is it? A triathlon, right?
Yes.
I haven't heard you talk about that. You got to get back in it.
Because I think I'm still swimming, but it's just this fatigue, hard. Right? This fatigue, this thing that I'm trying to shake. So yeah.
How much sleep do you get?
Okay, not enough. No, I'm gonna be honest.
Not sleep. She's a robot.
I don't, and I know that that's not good. So
welcome everyone. I know we have a few people on the line. Alma Chavez, SC, Jessica Sinkler, Lynn Johnson, whoop whoop, Shania Fortune, Tanya Pritchett, Tamika Jones. So thank you guys for joining us. Mental plus physical health, a priority in 2022. We're gonna do it this year. So welcome everyone. Oh, we got some shout outs in the comments section already.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for sharing your dinner time with us.
Yes. So hopefully the chef won't be disappointed if he finds out what some people are eating.
What's on the menu?
No judgment. No judgment. No judgment.
Okay, no judgment for tonight. Good.
Oh, I think I like him already.
So welcome everyone. Good evening. EC from Upper Marlboro. Okay. Nice. So we do have some programming in Upper Marlboro with the what is it, Lynn, with the non-smoking campaign, or is it 18? Okay, I can't remember. But we do have programming in Upper Marlboro. So welcome everyone. We are just gonna give people a couple more minutes to log in. We have a special video that we're excited to share with everyone. So hopefully the chef won't turn it in. Let's see. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. Regina's back from maternity leave. If you guys remember, she went out to have a beautiful baby girl.
She did.
So she'll be joining us as well tonight.
She is absolutely yummy.
Maybe she'll make a special appearance again.
Perhaps.
Regina's probably like, I don't want to do that.
She's like, y'all don't use me for my baby. But this is the only thing that I will say, and I'm sure any parent will agree. You never get this time back. Just
nope.
All of it. Just love on them and love them into being.
Yes. Amen.
It goes by so fast.
It really does.
I can remember bringing my son home from the hospital, and now this joker's about to graduate from high school.
No, not a joker.
I'm like, how is this possible?
Oh, Montrella, you have a comment in the from Tanya Pritchett. Thank you for the invite at Montrella. FYI, we'll have to drop off a little bit early. So that's awesome. Oh, okay. Montrella saw it. So I guess I'll get started, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the Mind Health Shop Talk. The Black Mental Health Alliance is pleased to work with Kaiser Permanente's Good Health great hair, barbershop, and beauty salon outreach initiative that brings the physical health, mental health, and social health services to West Baltimore communities.
Amen.
So for our Mind Health Shop Talk sessions, it's the mental health component of the program. And these forums are held by licensed mental health clinicians or lived experience that include culturally competent and mental health information, discussions, and resources. And so usually our season is beginning in September. So we started September 2021 and we continue all the way through December 2022. And the Mind Health Shop Talk sessions are usually in partner shops and salons, but thanks to COVID-19 pandemic, the programs are now held virtually, but Kaiser Permanente is still doing their health resource at the different shops. We're just not doing the mental health portion in the shops. So welcome. For today, we're going to learn some tips and tools, 7 of the biggest mental and physical health mistakes Black men and women make every year and how to avoid them. So during 2021, we've all been forced to examine our coping skills, figure out how to manage in times of extreme stress and complex trauma. So we're glad that you were able to join us today to be able to really tackle how to really get a grasp on your goals for this 2020 year.
Yeah.
Right, 2022. Oh my goodness, I said 20.
Okay.
So I just want to also introduce our partner, Regina Webb. Welcome back. She's with Kaiser Permanente, and she's the program manager for the Community and Health Economic Opportunity and Impact. So welcome, Regina, back. Hopefully, baby girl will make a surprise, a little short appearance and say hi to everyone. So I'm just give the baton over to you for a couple of comments from Kaiser Permanente.
Thank you, Roxana. So again, my name is Regina Webb. I am a program manager on the Kaiser Permanente Community Health Team. And I oversee our Good Health and Great Hair program, which is our community outreach initiative, where we provide health and wellness services to communities in need, as Roxanne mentioned. As a direct result of the pandemic, we decided to integrate our Good Health and Great Hair program into another initiative that we are partnering with the state of Maryland on, which is the state of Maryland's Go Backs campaign. And so we have recruited trusted messengers who are our barbershop and salon owners to support us with allowing us to provide education and resources in their shops and salons, and also do vaccination outreach at their locations. So over the past year, we've done vaccination events and COVID testing at their locations. We've done several physician-led trainings where we've provided education on and updates on the vaccine as it continues to evolve. And we've also provided our community health workers and done outreach and education with them as well in targeted communities across Baltimore, including West Baltimore and on the east side. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize one of our barbershop partners who recently participated in a promotional video where he provides his own testimonial on why he decided to get the vaccine. This video, along with several others, have been done alongside with our trusted partners, our salon and shop owners throughout the year. This particular barbershop owner name is Adrian Jackson. He is the owner of All Stars Barbershop in West Baltimore. So I'd like you guys to take a moment to watch this video. And thank you again for participating. We love Black Mental Health Alliance. They have been a partner of ours for the last 5 years. And we hope to continue this partnership. And I will let you take it over now.
So can everyone see the video? Because now that I shared the screen, it kind of minimized what I was able to see. Can you see Adrian on the screen?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see.
So hopefully you guys can hear him.
I'm Adrian Jackson.
Can you hear him?
I'm a barber in
Yes.
Baltimore City.
Oh.
Being a barber, I'm a barber in Baltimore City. Being a barber means a lot. We're able to influence and impact lives through conversation and even the way that they look. And that's a blessing, and a privilege. And so, being that I'm a barber and I'm being trusted by my friends, my clients, I felt the need to get involved with GoVax. GoVax is the campaign that champions the vaccination initiative. Right now, we have the van outside and they're giving vaccinations as well as flu shots. They can get one right now today. It's such a joy to be able to offer sound advice as well as positive recommendations and to be able to help individuals in their lives outside of the chair. Hey, the vaccine is safe, it's effective, and it's the only way that we can get out of this pandemic. Go get vaccinated.
So thank you guys for allowing us to share that video. I'm so proud of Adrian and just to be part of being trusted partners that are really out there doing. We do trainings with Kaiser Permanente about different things. We did blood pressure, diabetes. We did first aid, mental health first aid. And even we did a series on the COVID-19 vaccine. So I was really proud to be part of that and to see someone that I was in the training with, and that's a real person that is educated in being a community advocate. So I don't know, Regina, did you have any feedback? Oh, you're muted.
I didn't realize. I was just going to say, we definitely value our barbershop and salon owners. They are truly anchors in the community, and we rely on them to really support us with education and outreach. They are truly trusted messengers, and we want to continue to provide them with the support that they need to really help us continue to get the word out and just inform people about the vaccines and educate them.
And so just real quick, Regina, we have Angela in the chat, and she said she received her second vaccine yesterday, and I am feeling pretty ill. I made the decision to get vaccinated after participating in a workshop with my job by a Black healthcare professional who was presenting. Please pray for me. And I just wanted to take that time because when I got the vaccine, Andrea can tell you, and our board president, I was out of it for a couple of weeks, and thank goodness I had a job that was supportive of that. So it does get better. It's like some people do get those flu-like symptoms right after getting it. So just be in contact with your doctor if you're seeing that it's prolonged. But I don't know, Regina, do you have any feedback as well?
I think you gave her good advice. I think it's important to just consult your physician if you continue to have, symptoms. I will say that even in our trainings, that is something that is normal side effects. But just consult your physician if you continue if you have questions or continue to have symptoms that you think are prolonged.
And good job. I know it's a stressful thing to decide to get the vaccine, especially after all the information that's out there. So we're also here with you in that. So I want to now, our executive director is on the line, Andrea Brown. I wanted to give her a couple minutes before we dive into our topic for today. Andrea, are you ready for us?
I am totally ready, super excited. For some odd reason, I don't know if you guys can see me, but it says the host turned my video off. So if you can't see me, the lady on the screen looks exactly like me, so we'll go with that. And let me just say this, I want to be good stewards of our time, because I think in this moment, in this hour, right, that we have together, it is going to be imperative as we talk about our priorities for our well-being, our physical and mental health. So I want to thank you for joining us this evening, and a special thanks to our partner, collaborator, and sponsor in this important work, Kaiser. Welcome back, Regina. You have been missed, and so we look forward to doing. You talked about, to continuing to be partner, but what I'd like to be able to say is that we get to expand our reach. That is our goal with you, with Kaiser this year, is really expand our reach so that we can make real impact. And so again, we want to thank you, because one of the things that we know that we are doing that many others may or may not be is innovative discussions and programming as we engage in critical discussions during this moment. I am Andrea Brown, Executive Director for the Black Mental Health Alliance. I know you thought I sold Amway, but I don't. And so again, we find ourselves, I said that earlier, we find ourselves in a critical place as we continue our commitment to serve the communities in Baltimore and throughout Maryland, and as we are finding throughout the country. And so, we have the ability to serve in different ways, and that's going to look different, but we remain committed to serving. And so tonight's discussion is so critical, because I think it will answer some of the very questions that many of us, why do I feel like this? I work out. I think I shared with someone earlier that I have this, I don't know if it's COVID fatigue. I don't know what it is, but I know it has to do with both my mental and my physical. So I am in full transparency looking forward to 2022 as I commit to become a better Andrea, so that we can commit to do this work like we've never done before. And we get to change the lives of Black and Brown generations yet unborn. And so I'm excited about the discussion. I won't prolong it, but I will share one little tidbit. Andrea wants to get her mojo back. And so having said all of that, thank you again for joining us. I'm excited about what this will mean for all of us as we make a commitment to our mental and physical well-being. So thank you, Roxana. I know you will introduce our guests.
Yes, so for our first speaker, I want to introduce Montrella Cowan. She is a huge BMHA supporter and has really taken the lead on a few projects for us, and we're so appreciative of her and her talent. So I'm just going to read a little short snippet of this awesome woman. So for Montrella, she is crushing barriers to mental health. She's a licensed psychotherapist and clinical social worker. She's a motivational speaker, a best-selling author, and a founding CEO of Affinity Health Affairs, which inspires people like you to step into their greatness. I just love that. So Montrella is from Brooklyn, New York, and she empathizes with her clients because she once suffered from depression and was birthed into a plethora of generational woes, including abuse, poverty, and addiction, and is still conquered the journey from trauma to triumph. And I'm telling you, when you see this lady and you hear her in action, there is no signs of that. She's really been through that process and is pressing through her healing. And I just also want to add that her expertise has been featured in Essence Magazine, on Radio 1, NPR, Fox, ABC, and a dozen of other national media outlets. So we're really just privileged to have her to impart in us today. So yay, welcome. And for our next speaker, I really, I follow Montrella on her social media, and she was talking about this trainer who was helping her, and that people need to, also think about the physical, not just mental health. And I was like, wow, I need to have this guy that she's raving about so much come on and do a Mind Health Shop Talk with her. So she was the inspiration behind us putting our mental and physical health as a priority. So for Gabe Edwards, he's a certified personal trainer, a personal chef, and a food virtuoso. He has ambitious, career-driven people who want to transform their physique, confidence, and energy levels. Turn to Gabriel when they want finger-licking healthy food that helps them get back on track to hit their goals. So Andrea, you're in the right place today. He's known as the Fit Chef. So Gabe knows a thing or two about how to whip up winning recipes for success. And his knack of transforming his clients' bodies from the inside out, Gabe's unique dual nutrition and fitness approach to weight loss is a result of years of carefully blending his passion for food and personal training with his corporate chef experience. So we are really in the presence of greatness to get us to our goals at this point. And I totally forgot that, that I had Gabe's picture here as well. So two different people. But so welcome, Gabe and Montrella, to the Mind Health Shop Talk tonight. We are so glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. And so I'm going to stop screen sharing. Montrella, I'm sorry. You're muted. Yep. I just sent her a request to unmute.
Thank you. Thank you for having us and for those beautiful introductions. We love Black Mental Health Alliance and all.
We love you as well.
Not just in Be More, but all around the country. It makes quite a difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So are we able to share our screen?
Yes, you should be able to share screen.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. I see some people came out tonight. So thank y'all for coming out and showing love. And I hope that you find that this is going to be very valuable. And we also, you know how we like to do it, interactive. So please feel free to share, ask questions and so on as we go through the presentation. All right, Gabe, take it away. What are we talking about tonight?
All right, tonight we're talking about seven of the biggest mental and physical health mistakes Black men and women make every year and how to avoid them.
Yes.
That's what we'll be focused on tonight. All right, we're going to be focused on 3 different objectives: how to easily set health goals that stick, how to create a bulletproof plan to see results in 30 days or less, and 3 secret action steps to start feeling and looking good now that you can implement today.
That you can implement today. We have a demo and everything. So if you haven't already, invite your friends, open up them Facebook Lives. Y'all know how we do it. Hashtag BMHA 2022. And yeah, we're going to get you to the goal, having you looking and feeling good.
So they can go onto the Facebook Black Mental Health Alliance Facebook page, and they'll be able to watch it that way as well. If you want to tell your friends to join it.
Please tell them. Gabe, can you read this quote from Dr. King? So we just celebrated Dr. King's birthday, as well as observed him. So I know yesterday was a day of service for many of us. Take it away.
The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
Isn't it amazing how we had prophets, people who could just see the future? If we didn't know better, we would think that Dr. King is talking about right now with all that we're dealing with. So let's keep that in mind, his words of wisdom. I absolutely love this definition of wellness. And I think it's so important because a lot of times we think of health and wellness, we really do think, like some of us are back and forth in the hospital. Obviously, we're all dealing with this global health pandemic. So sickness and illness and a lot of loss, unfortunately. So we think as long as we can stay out of the hospital, right? As long as we can, not catch COVID or something like that, then we're okay. But health and wellness has a much broader definition, okay? It's an active process, an active process of becoming aware of and making choices toward a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It's a dynamic process of change and growth, a state of complete physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. If you are feeling this definition, please put a yes in the chat. I want to make sure that you are with me tonight. If you're feeling this definition, put a yes in the chat. This is important. One of my favorite parts of this definition is the dynamic process. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, if you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 80, we never arrive. It's continuous. We just go to different stages of development naturally, but we never actually arrive. It's a continuous process, okay? So where you are is perfect, okay? Some of the facts about mental health. 40% of Americans are struggling with mental health because of the pandemic, basically. And this is according to the CDC, which was done August 2021. Also, the National Alliance on Mental Illness reports that 1 in 5 people suffer from a mental health challenge. So even in a household, some of us have, multi-generational households. So you can have at least 2 people with a mental health challenge. On an annual basis, more than 40 million people suffer from anxiety, which is the leading cause of mental health distress. And then on top of that, there's another 17 million people who suffer from depression. And unfortunately, especially in the Black community, we kind of sweep this stuff under the rug. And seeking help, we consider it a sign of weakness, but we're here to change that, not just tonight. That's what Black Mental Health Alliance is all about. We're here to change that. Stop the stigma, hashtag you are not alone, and help is available. Now, also, suicide is the second leading cause of death for people 10 to 34 years old. I love Lisa Nichols when she said, "Not on my watch." See, this is why I'm committed to crushing the barriers to mental health, because this is unacceptable. Our young people taking their lives, a long-term solution for short-term problems. We got to start getting them in forums, talking to them, getting them talking to mental health professionals so that they can understand that help is available. And we all know about the statistics about COVID and a lot of loss. So we're currently in those trying times that Dr. King was talking about. And it's also a triggering environment because especially in the Black community, we already have a lot of trauma that we're still carrying generation to generation. So this is a very triggering environment. Speaking of that, specific to the Black community, we deal with trauma. And trauma, ladies and gentlemen, is an emotional response to a terrible event. Immediately after the event, you have shock and denial. That's very typical. But then you have these longer term reactions that include unpredictable emotions, flashbacks, strained relationships, and even physical symptoms like headaches or migraines and nausea. Why do I do what I do? Isn't she lovely? If she's lovely, please put lovely in the chat. I don't know if you can see that she favors me. This is my daughter, China. China was 25 years old, ladies and gentlemen, when she lost a battle to lupus. China was so bright. This was my firstborn child. And if any of you are parents out there, you understand that it's the worst membership to be a part of, to outlive your child, because like you, I too believe you should never outlive your child. For some reason, God had her on the planet for only 25 years. But what I want to tell you is that she was dope. China was a homeowner in the District of Columbia. China was a mother. She ran track. She did a project in Africa with a small village, a soap project, helping them build a business. She did some amazing things. Why did I share my precious one with you? Because I want you to know that the time is now. We really do not know how much time we have. And I didn't know a lot about lupus. And that's the case for a lot of different things. And that's why we're having this discussion tonight, because if it don't hit us directly, a lot of times we'll just kind of be oblivious to it. But lupus, we're overrepresented. Black women are overrepresented when it comes to lupus. And it, ladies and gentlemen, it's tied to stress. It's tied to stress. So maybe you or somebody you know has it, But the time is now for us to take our mental and our physical health seriously. So thank you for letting me share my daughter with you all. And this is why I am committed to this mission. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful daughter, by the way. Very beautiful. All right, here goes some of the facts on physical health for African Americans in the United States. Over 55% of us have hypertension. All right. Women 20 and over, 55% deal with obesity. Men 20 and over, 38.7% deal with obesity. It's a leading cause of death, heart disease, cancer, COVID-19. See, this is what you don't know. Unfortunately, back in 2005, I had a sister of mine who passed away from obesity, older sister of mine. So it's part of the reason why I do what I do as well. One of the things that I like to stand by is that prevention is better than cure. You know, and you will hear me comment on that later in the presentation. You know, yes, these are things that exactly what Montrella said. The time is now. The time is now. Right?
Yeah. So when we think about life, oftentimes, I think it was Tupac or Biggie, one of them. Don't take my Brooklyn card yet. That is just me against the world. But in fact, we're all striving to survive on different areas of life in this world, starting with the health and wellness. And that's solely what we're kind of focusing on today. Then you have the relationships, the romantic, you got family, friends, all kinds of relationships, even co-workers. Then you have your career and or business. And I know I hear that there's the great resignation and all of that. So there's a lot of transformation going on, and there's a lot of challenges when it comes to income security. So I totally get that. This is an important area of life. Then you got time and money freedom. How sweet would it be to be able to just afford to take your entire family on vacation? We got some folks living like that. That might not be your thing. Maybe you just want some time off. Some of us, especially Black folk, we think if we take a day off, the building's gonna fall down. I can assure you, a mental health day is worth it. Take some time off. And then finally, you have humankind, because, you know, whether you believe in God, Allah, Jehovah, a higher power, the universe, we're all here for a purpose. And when we are doing well in these areas of life, we're able to give back more. We're able to contribute. And so that's very important, whatever your cause or your particular population may be, very important. Now, when one area of your life is down, guess what? It's interrelated. It brings the others down. But on the flip, when you start working on one, like when you start working out, it'll enhance the others. Watch how your boo start bringing you flowers, ladies. I'm just saying. So I told you this was going to be interactive. If you don't have a pen and paper, and I know some of you are like, Montrell, I just want to put it in my phone. Okay, just for the night. I want you to complete this sentence. Your wish. We don't do enough fantasizing and dreaming. That's one thing our children are so good at. We got to start doing that more. But with respect to your health, I want you to answer the question, I would be proud if. Write down what you would be proud if you were to achieve or accomplish in 2022 with respect to your health. And if you feel like sharing, please do share in the chat. Give you a moment to do that. With respect to your health, what would you be proud of if? Complete that sentence. Okay, Gabe, you want to read that?
Self-care is a lifestyle, not an emergency response. It's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. All right. I'll be proud if I adopt this lifestyle. Okay. It is a lifestyle. I want that to sink in. That's why I keep repeating it. This is exactly what I'm gonna go back to what I said. You know, prevention is better than cure, but I say that to say this: being proactive, self-care, is better than being reactive in emergency response. Right? We prioritize our health. If you have your health You have everything. It is a blessing that we are all on this call, that we all woke up this morning. It wasn't guaranteed, you know? So it's let's continue to prioritize our self-care and continue to prioritize that lifestyle. And we'll get into that a little bit further momentarily.
Yeah. So some of you may be familiar with the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And what's very interesting is that at the base, at the foundation, in other words, before you could go writing a book or, you know, living your best life, it's the biological and the physiological. This includes your physical health, ladies and gentlemen. We actually need sleep. I know a lot of us are not getting it, but we need it. I think it's what, over 70 million people have some kind of sleep disorder, with the majority of them having insomnia. This is real. We need water and we need food. So the temple, right? Although we are spiritual beings having a human experience, we got to take care of this temple. And then what you'll notice is in the middle area is your psychological, and that's where the mental comes. So you got the physical first, okay? And then toward the middle, you have the love and belonging and esteem. That's all under psychological. So just another reminder how important it is, in case you didn't believe us the first time. Now, what happens when we get burnt out? A lot of us are burnt out. A lot of us are COVID fatigue. A lot of us are stressed. Well, when we are mentally burnt out, we have physical effects such as headaches, insomnia, as I mentioned, sickness, loss of focus, just can't concentrate, can't get anything done, isolation, right? And low energy. So fatigue, these things are not normal. These things is the body saying, help. And it also, you know, it can put you in the hospital. It can disrupt relationships. It can cause money stress as well. All right. I love this quote by Raymond Hollywell. Can you read that, Gabe? Since you're
Of course. As long as we allow things to seem real, we're putting our energy into it. We are nurturing it. We are feeding it. We are keeping it alive. We're putting our faith into that thing, whether we like it or not. And it must naturally grow. For the law of growth is ever working to produce whatever seed we plant. I love that. That is, that's powerful.
What do you get out of that?
That's powerful.
As it relates to
that reminds me of simply put, you reap what you sow. Simply put, you know, not to get too, you know, too biblical in here, but that you know, I like this. You know, it's where you put that energy. It's where you put that energy.
Yeah. So, and this is very challenging because it says whether we like it or not, whatever we plant. So even with thoughts, whatever we, you know, focus on, right? Whatever we put our attention on, it's going to grow. It's going to duplicate, replicate. It's going to expand. So we want to start to see ourselves mentally and physically well.
Yeah.
And Gabe and I are on the same page with this one. He tells me a lot of times I'm an easy client because I don't do these things. We do not recommend alcohol. And I'm gonna get off the soapbox because I know some people are very sensitive about their stuff. And I know they call it happy hour, but ladies and gentlemen, alcohol is a depressant. I'm gonna leave it right there. And then the opioid addiction, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. If you don't mind me piggybacking on. Okay, so once you decide to prioritize your health, right? Let's say for example, you know, I tend to deal with a lot of weight loss clients, right? And I tend to say, even in the beginning, you know, I kept asking you, so what you drink last night? You said, I don't drink. And then I asked you, what you drink last night? You said, you funny. You real funny. You keep asking me that because I was trying to see what's the behavior. What was she going to tell me? She said, I don't. I said, okay, perfect. Well, then by eliminating that, let's just roll with science here. By eliminating that, it's easier for you to get to your goal. It's much, and this doesn't count the psychological effects of it. This doesn't count the physical effect. Actually, it does. But it's much easier for you to get to your physical goal,
Yes.
right? By
Gabe,
eliminating,
Yeah, it says his bandwidth is
you
low.
know, like this. What?
we can hear you now. If you want to turn
Yeah,
your
say
camera.
it again, Gabe, because
Yeah,
yes, you're good now.
Okay, can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
So actually,
It's still breaking up. So see if you can get your bandwidth together.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It's going in and out. So also
Okay.
the prescription
So-
medication. Go ahead, Gabe.
Can you hear me?
No, it's breaking up really bad. So also the prescription medication, you know, there's a lot of opioid addiction and things like that. So this is what we're not recommending for you to do to cope. Instead, we're going to give you some powerful tools to use to cope rather than using that. Now, if you don't recognize this beautiful woman, this is the Angela Davis, and she created this concept called radical self-care. And she says, anyone who is interested in making change in the world also has to learn how to take care of herself, himself, their selves. It means that we are able to bring our entire selves into the movement. It means a holistic approach. Let that sink in. If this doesn't say it all. So no matter what the movement may be, now some of you might say, I'm not a political activist, neither am I. So whatever your cause, whatever your purpose, whatever your why, whatever your particular movement is, it could be in ministry, it could be medical, legal, whatever it is for you, it could be raising a family, okay? We have to have health. And so she stated that so eloquently, I thought. So Gabe, we need you, because now we're on to what they came for, the 7 biggest mistakes that people are making annually.
I think he just logged back in.
Okay, awesome.
It's just bringing him back on, because it doesn't have him like the video and the
awesome
and the sound unmuted.
So I'd love to hear. Can they write in the chat? Do we have anything in the chat? Any questions?
Yes. So Ralph says, what has Gabe been drinking? That he's not drinking. It's the internet is just messed up. And he said,
I love it.
Oh, that's funny. Can you hear me now?
I'm feeling this mental health.
He loves
yes,
it.
we can hear you, because it did sound slurred like
It sure did. I love it. Laughing.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Sorry about that.
Who is that,
No, but we
James?
can
I gotta
hear
keep
you
my
now.
eye on that James.
All right. So some of the biggest mistakes that we can make. Number one, biting off more than you can chew.
What
Biting
do you
off
mean
more.
by that?
Focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. All right. Let me give an example. Dinner, right? If you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, right? Moving forward, I give you a quick strategy. Dinner should actually be your lightest meal, which would by default make lunch a heavier meal, right? Let me explain that. You don't want to take in a whole bunch of calories before you go to sleep, because one of the things that's going to do is kind of cause weight gain over the long run. Right? So if we eat a heavier lunch, we're going to eat a lighter dinner, right? I like to tell people, I'm not trying to push vegetarianism on you, but I like to try to tell people, try to keep it 500, 600 calories or less, right? So this way, before you go to sleep, you're not packing on a whole bunch of calories, right? And it's compounded over a period of time. This is not a magic pill. You may see results the next day, but over a period of time, and then boom, that weight starts coming off. That's just one example.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. And if you have questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. And I'm going to say, same thing for mental health, biting off more than you can chew. Ladies and gentlemen, we often are trying to conquer the world. And what I like to tell my clients is we didn't learn how to walk after one try. We fell a many a times. The only difference is when we were young and trying to walk, we were encouraged by the people around us. The adults was like, oh, come on, you could do it, right? But as we get older, we make a mistake. We ain't got those cheerleaders anymore. But this is the only way we really master anything. So biting off more is like just setting these humongous goals rather than learning to crawl before we walk. So you want to do it in what I call bite-sized pieces. Bite-sized pieces. Like when I started with Gabe, you know, I had a goal, a certain weight goal, but I knew that I couldn't just get it all done in like 2 days. Although I did lose, I got to give him a shout out for this. 6 pounds in 5 days, y'all. I'm just saying. What's number 2, Gabe?
Lack of consistency. Lack of consistency.
What do you mean?
All right, like anything, right? So I like to share this with individuals, right? So if you like trying to learn a language, like a lot of people say, oh, I want to learn how to speak Spanish, or I want to learn how to speak whatever, right? You have to be consistent, right? So when it comes to your physical health, you're teaching your body a new language. So it's the same thing. You got to be consistent. You got to be like, honestly, I do speak Spanish and I could speak to you in Spanish right now, but that's because I practice every day. I do it without even thinking about it at this point. You know, it's a routine. Success is in your routine. So it's being consistent. All right. Put it on that calendar. We're all adults. We're all professionals. Put it on your calendar. Prioritize it. Right. And let's be consistent. Let's be consistent. And that's what it is. It's easier said than done, but, you know, baby steps. Baby steps, bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, and what I would say in terms of mental health and lack of consistency is it's really about monitoring what I call the mental junk food. So we will inconsistently put in good things, surround ourselves with good environments and good conversations. We're so busy watching constantly negative news, which is selling helplessness, hopelessness, death, and destruction. So we have to be consistent about what we're feeding our minds. Number 3, Gabe.
Oh, that takes me into number 3. Thank you. Beautiful. What? The what is the food. What are we eating, right? I'm just going to focus on one thing because I could talk all night about this. Protein, right? Once again, if you're trying to lose weight, the what is the protein? Right? I want you to focus on having protein with every meal, right? And the importance of that is this: it keeps you full, right? Y'all, we all been around for a while. Y'all remember that old Pringles commercial? I bet you can't eat just one. I bet you I can't either. Because y'all putting something on these chips that make me want to eat more than one, right? But how many of y'all eat a protein bar or have a protein shake? Typically, you don't have another one because one fill you up, right? It's the protein. Right? It's the protein. So if you say, okay, for breakfast, I'm gonna eat my protein. My man said, eat a heavy lunch, you know, okay, still protein is the what? You gotta eat more protein. Dinner, all right, what am I supposed to eat for dinner? He said I can only have 500 to 600 calories, primarily protein, right? One of the functions, protein burns fat. I'm assuming on some level, we all know how to cook, just to keep this simple. Imagine protein is a hot pan, that hot skillet. You take a piece of fat, a piece of butter, a piece of whatever, you put it in that pan, oil, what happens? It melts. That's exactly what protein does to body fat. So that's what your what is for right now. And hopefully, you know, if you understand that, just give me a yes. Give me a yes in the chat, please.
This is the time, take advantage. Gabe has how many years of experience, Gabe?
Oh my God, I've been cooking since the 90s. I've been a personal trainer for almost 10 years.
Yeah, so take advantage. We want to hear your questions and your comments. And even if you disagree, we're ready for it. I'm from Brooklyn, so we can handle it. All right, tell us about the win, Gabe.
Okay, so that's perfect. When, this is very important. This is very important. When you eat what you eat, timing is everything. It's like a comedian. We like our favorite comedians because of the timings of the jokes.
Never thought about it like
timing is very important. We've all dated somebody. Now, if the timing was off, it ain't work. For whatever reason, that joke, it don't work. The timing is very important. So you may say, okay, what do you mean by that? Elaborate. So if you exercise, after you finish exercising, you want to have protein. Now, this is going to be very debatable, but just bear with me. I like to tell my clients within 30 minutes of exercise, you need protein in your body because it's going to put your body in an anabolic state. Basically, that means the body's burning fat and building lean muscle. Some people may say, oh, it's really an hour. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to tell you 30 minutes because if you forget, you still got 30 more minutes. And once you forget that hour, forget about it. The body's back into a fat burning stage. Number one, timing. Also, when I gave you that little strategy about changing the heaviest meal to lunch, that's a timing thing because we're shifting all the heavy calories to the mid of the day. So you got all day to burn that up, right? Some people eat breakfast, some don't. Most of all of us eat lunch, right? Also, another timing issue. When you wake up in the morning, drink some water. Most of us use the restroom. Most of us you get up, you use the restroom, right? Do whatever you do, your routine. Water. You're getting rid of something. Now it's time to replace that. That's going to help flush those toxins out of the body. That's going to help you. Even if whether you're getting a lot of sleep or a little sleep, that timing, that when, that's the timing piece. That's the timing piece, right? Very important for your health, right? Very important.
Okay. Awesome. So you covered a number of things right there. Is there a recommendation in terms of how much water?
Okay.
Because I know some people don't like water. I love water. That's mostly what I drink, but some people don't like water.
Right. And I can understand that. To start drinking more water, if you got to add, what's that thing they used to say? Squirt that little flavor thing in there. You can add lemon to your water. You can add lime, which helps detox and flush. You can add cucumber. You can add raspberries. You can add fresh fruit to the lime, right? To give it a little bit of flavor. If you need that jump start to start drinking water. Now, how much water you should drink? Whatever your body weight is in ounces, right? So if you're 150 pounds, you need to drink 150 ounces a day worth of water. The best thing to do is look, just go on Amazon. I ain't trying to promote them. Go on Amazon, just order something, 32 ounces, right? If you like to use the metric system, this is 1,000 milliliters, right? There's no excuse. Drink this and drink. So me, I weigh 215 pounds. I drink that in water a day. I drink over a gallon of water a day. But that's just me personally. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about us getting you to your goal. So whatever your weight is, just convert that to ounces. And that's what you should drink a day. And water, this doesn't include exercise. This is just to maintain equilibrium. This is to maintain equilibrium. It'll help eliminate headaches. It'll help with blood flow. It'll help with circulation. There's many benefits to water. It's going to help flush your body. Will you use the restroom a little bit more? Of course, naturally, you're getting rid of what you don't need, right? So, of course.
Yeah, because I know of people who have been hospitalized because they were dehydrated. So we're not drinking enough water. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And then the last one is quitting before you get started. I see this a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop. We have to just kind of go. It's interesting because think about anything that you're really good at. Think about any accomplishment. It required grit. It just did. Anything worth having requires some grit. So a lot of times I know one of the most discouraging things, Gabe, and even for me, I kind of struggled with this before I started working with you, was like, you know, you're doing your workouts and thinking you're doing everything right. And then the number goes up. It goes up. It's going the wrong way. You want to break that down?
Oh, you got me laughing over here. So I'm gonna piggyback on quitting before you get started. One of my favorite quotes that I want to share with everybody: discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs a ton. It's easy to do, it's easy not to do. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs a ton. And it is one of those things where this is where the mental thing comes in, because this is mental and physical, but to me, it's more mental, right? And I think not trying to put myself on a pedestal, but you or anybody, the best thing you can do, whether it be for your mental or your physical, is to hire a coach, right? You can't see your own blind spots, right? You know, some of the best athletes in the world have coaches, right? You know, you got your Serena Williams,
the best
you know,
ones,
all of them have coaches. And at that high level of competition, if they can hire a coach and say, this is what I need for X, Y, and Z, everybody can benefit from coaching, from mentoring, from someone leading. You can't see your own blind spots. As Les Brown famously said, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame.
Yeah. But also, isn't it true that muscle weighs, and that's why the scale can go up too?
Muscle does weigh more than fat. Yes, it does. And when it comes to exercise, when you're putting on lean muscle, so when you look at the body composition, right? So when you look at the scale, right? The scale is the big number. I mean, the number you see, that's the big number. So they sell these things on Amazon and, you know, all over, and they break that big number down. What's your water weight? What's your muscle mass? What's your body fat percentage? What's your skeletal muscle mass? They even got one that measures your inflammation, right? So sometimes, depending on what you had to eat the night before, could affect it, because it could cause the body to be in an inflamed state,
right?
As you jump on a scale, right? There can be a few different variables that affects that number. But what we want is to keep the body fat down and to keep that lean muscle tissue up. So the body composition, remember that number on the scale is just a big number. You got to say, okay, what's my body fat percentage? Because that body fat percentage leads to inflammation, which leads to disease. If we can keep that body fat percentage down, we got a fighting chance. We got a fighting chance, you know, and that's really what it is, right? You know, we ain't all out here trying to be bodybuilders or competing or whatever, you know, but to be healthy, right? To be there for our children, right? To live a long, prosperous life, God willing.
Amen.
You know, to be able to give back and help other people, that's what it's all about, at least to me. You know,
and also trying to weigh yourself at the same time first thing in the morning is also a good thing. Right?
When you're empty, after you use the restroom, before you drink the water, get on that scale, see what that number is, right?
So
and that'll give you a true reading.
What do you think about the mistakes? Which one are you guilty of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 6. What's the 7th one? What's the 7th biggest mistakes people make in the new year when they're trying to, because most people, I think the losing weight is the #1 New Year's resolution. What you saying? That's when the gym packed.
Yeah, exactly. What we got, like consistency, when done drinking enough water before you get started. Oh, you gotta be in a group. You got to be in a group. You got to find that community of people, no different than the Black Mental Health Alliance, of moving in the same direction that you want to move in.
You mean we be rolling solo? We be trying to do it solo?
Oh no. What they say, it takes a village. It takes a village.
African
it truly takes a village. It takes a village. You got to get it with a group of like-minded people. You know, you got to get with your community, wherever that community may be, whatever that looks like for you. You know, whether it be, okay, I'm swimming, boom, I'm going where the swimmers go, right? You know, want to go run, I'm going with the runners. I'm in my bowling league, find your tribe. Thank you, Andrea. Find your tribe. That is extremely important, right? All the gym rats in the gym right now, right? If you happen to say, okay, I'm gonna go back in there for my New Year's resolution, network, talk, learn, open yourself up, right? Take advantage of it. Take advantage of that momentum, because guess what? Summertime around the corner. Sometimes start now. Work on them summer bodies right now. Right, you got plenty of time. Don't be waiting till no April Fools and no May. There ain't enough time. You start now, right? It's like the ant philosophy. The ants plan all year for winter, right? It's the same thing, right? You start now, right? And then you'll enjoy your results come summertime.
Okay, so you ready to do the three moves for demonstration for the people?
Oh yeah, I do the 3 moves. I'll do the 3 moves.
So I'll stop sharing and we'll come back to this. But we want to make sure, we want to make sure we give them what they came for. Let me.
All right. So can you hear me?
Yes, I want to stop sharing so we could get you on a full screen. There we go.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So 3 very simple moves that you can do, right? Body weight. This is body weight, or you can hold weight if you want to. The first one, and we're gonna be working our legs on this, right? We're gonna do a reverse lunge on the right leg. We're gonna do a reverse lunge on the left leg. Then we're gonna add a squat. That looks just like this. You're gonna reverse down. The knee doesn't have to touch the ground. Come up, squeeze the glutes, engage the core, right? Reverse lunge on the left leg. Well, I lost my balance. Squeeze your glutes, engage the core, squat, squeeze again, right? So you're engaging your core, you're engaging your glutes, okay?
Uh-oh,
So
ladies.
reverse, up, squeeze. What'd you say?
I just said, uh-oh, ladies.
Reverse, up, squeeze, squat, squeeze. That's something that you can add. The next one, this is rotation. Rotation is very important because we need to move in 3 planes of motion. So coming down, rotating up, okay? I'm coming down, I'm touching my left foot, I'm coming up over my right shoulder, okay? I'm coming down, I'm touching my left foot, I'm coming up over my right shoulder. Body weight. You can do this as well. From the opposite side, right foot, left shoulder.
David's 6'4", y'all, so if he looks
Right foot, left shoulder. Yeah, sorry about that. And the next one. Okay, you can see me? All right, perfect. So we went reverse, we went rotational. Now we're gonna go side to side, okay? Just a simple side lunge, tapping the ground with both hands, come up, squeeze. Side lunge, tapping the ground with both hands, come up and squeeze. Very important, you move in more than one plane of motion. Because what happens a lot of the time is we run, we squat, we deadlift, we push up, and our feet never move. We never rotate, we never turn, right? And that repetitive muscle pattern, some muscles get overactive, other ones become underdeveloped, and we end up causing ourselves injury. So whether it be you're working out on your own, you decide to hire a coach, you want to do a YouTube workout, whatever you want to do, you got to make sure you're moving in more than one. It's very important. That's
So we had
science.
someone who said her knees doesn't allow to do an adequate squat. So any suggestions for, I guess, to compensate for that?
Actually, what I would need to do is put her through a movement assessment, to be very honest, so I can figure out what's happening. It's either if it's your knee is the middle of your leg. I know I'm referring to my arm, but the knee is the middle of your leg. So it's either an ankle issue or a hip issue. So it's either above or below.
Okay.
It's above or below. And once we
So
address
Dave's
that,
information is in the chat, so you can get the free assessment. So that's something
thank you.
we can send into you all for the new year. But awesome. I love the feedback. If you have any questions or comments, I hope, was that helpful?
We had a few questions in the chat, Montrella, about water. Regina was asking about sparkling water.
Okay.
And I think you already got
right before that, Roxana, actually, the person that talked about the knees, she said, because I want you to speak to this because I know you can. She said they're old knees. She's 60.
They're not that old. I know.
You ain't what?
Go ahead,
let me explain something to you.
She's the spunkiest old person I know if she's supposedly old.
let me explain something to you. The oldest client I've ever had was 99 years old.
There you go.
So 60, you ain't got no excuse.
Very young.
You ain't got no excuse. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Okay, so number one,
yes,
I need you to get it up here first. All right, I need you to get it up here first.
The mental,
right? Because once you get the mental, we can get the physical in line. Right? We could get the physical in line. You get it up here first. The physical part is just a manifestation of what's happening up here.
That's right.
Yeah, you have to get it up here
first to help with that as well, Lynn. So.
But we can address that issue now. If you've had surgery, if you've had like a skiing accident, something happened, that's different, right? But if it's my knee's just tight, I sit down all day.
Or stand.
It could be a number, or stand all day, right? It could be what's happening with the feet, the ankle, once again, which is below the knee. Let's go above the knee, the hip, the lower back, the butt. A lot of the times, or the glutes rather, if you will, a lot of the times, not every time, but a lot, people glutes, you're not really not using your butt. And then once we get your glutes fired
Use your
up,
butt, ladies and gentlemen.
it take pressure off that knee. So look at your knees. We all know how to drive. Your knees are front wheel drive. Your butt or your glutes are rear wheel drive. Now you get stuck in snow, which one you want? Give me that rear. I'm out of here. So maybe is a bad example, but it'll help you. We get your glutes fired up, your knee problem's gone. But once again, we can address that on an individual level and put you through the movement assessment, nutrition assessment, and move from that point.
Okay, Roxanne, I'm sorry, what was the first question you had? It was about water or something?
About remember when you were saying to drink your weight in ounces, is sparkling water okay? Regina was asking that.
Sparkling water is cool. Sparkling water is cool. I wouldn't that's a tricky
Because
one.
I use, Regina asked that, and then I was saying, yeah, I use the soda stream and I put the little bubbly in there, the bubbly flavor.
They need something to help them drink water. They don't like it.
No, I do both though. I do both.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Both is better. Both is better because the sparkling water, I drink it sometimes. It's acidic. That's the catch-22 with that sparkling water.
Okay.
It's acidic. Now, if you want to do it sometimes, okay, that's fine. But let it be the exception and not the rule. Just because of that acidic content, right? And that has to do with, now we're playing with the pH of the body, right? We're playing with alkalinity. We're all familiar with the whole alkalinity move over the past couple of years. So it's keeping everything in balance, right? That's really what mental and physical wellness is, right? Balance. You don't want to be too far there or too far this way. Balance, right? And then so that's really what it is. But if you say, okay, listen, I just need to drink my sparkling, or I ain't gonna drink your sparkling water, no problem. You know what I mean? But eventually, we want to graduate from that. We don't want to stay in the 4th grade.
Well, other questions?
Sorry.
Great question, though. Thank you for your honesty, Regina, because I don't have that particular problem, but I do know a lot of people who just do not like water. So I appreciate your honesty. And so take it, we're talking baby, bite-sized pieces, remember? So, you don't got to go from, none to however many, ounces.
Right.
You can just start with 1 cup for the week.
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
If that's from 0, that's improvement.
Yeah.
What other questions do we have or comments?
EC wants to know, will you offer suggestions for healthy snacks besides veggies? I need something to replace chips. That's a good one.
Yes.
Perfect. So banana? No, I'm joking. All right. I'm like banana. No, protein. You want to get your. Okay, this gets tricky because all of them don't taste great. So you want to find a protein bar that you like, right? Something that you'll say, okay, I'm willing to eat this, because the chips, right? The Doritos, the Pringles, I get it, right? But we keep eating it because we don't get full. It tastes good. They put that salt and that cheese on there, whatever they put on the chips. You just watching Netflix, doing whatever we're doing. If I go in there and you say, okay, let me make and I know this may not be as appealing, if you will, make a protein shake with fruit. I know you keep saying, man, this brother keep talking about protein, because protein gonna keep you full, and protein is gonna burn that body fat, right? If I drink a protein shake and I got a bag of Doritos or chips next to me, I'm like, I'm full. I don't even want that. I'm good. I do it all the time. My wife buy that crap, So I say, I mean, be disciplined. Make the little smoothie, right? Or eat a protein bar, right? Or if I do decide, I'm not perfect, I'm a human being. If I do decide to eat some because I ate the protein first, right? If I do decide to eat some because I've eaten the protein first, I'm not going to eat as many chips. I'm just going to eat a little bit. I'm like, I'm full, And so that helps. You got it. I don't know if this individual eats fruit. If you eat nuts, be careful, because nuts are heavy in healthy fat, right? Which will cause you to gain more weight than you would want to. You got
oh wow.
What else? You got your nut butters, right? You got your, you go back to what grandma used to do. You peanut butter crackers, stuff like that. It helps. It helps because the nuts have protein as well. They have healthy fats, but they have protein as well, and it helps. Sometimes I'm telling you what I do personally. I'll do the rice cakes with the healthy butter, and I'll eat it until I'm full. So that way I'm not snacking too much on the chocolate, the cookies, the chips, the rice cakes and healthy butter. Yep, exactly. The chocolate, the cookie, the chips, you want to minimize that. You want to minimize that because that believe it or not, it's chemicals in that stuff that affects your mental,
Yes.
Apple butter. Yep, exactly. Thank you, Roxana, for updating the notes. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, Roxana?
No, you addressed the knees. I did put both of your websites in the chat. Somebody just put something, good suggestion, and thanks. And the fruit I like is high in natural sugar. Oh, well, that's another kind of.
Yes.
So check me out. I'm glad you brought that up. I love this conversation. So this got fiber and sugar, right? It's a banana, right? I don't eat a lot. When I eat a banana, I eat half, right? And I agree with you, but those are the types of sugars your body can actually process, right? Those are the types of sugars your body can actually process. It's not artificial. It's not causing inflammation, as long as you don't overindulge, right? I don't know which particular fruit that you're referring to, but just to play it safe, I don't know if you're African American, but anybody, us being African American in this country, we're at a high risk for diabetes, right? So if we can eat fruit that's low on a glycemic scale, berries, right? Grapefruit, right? Also, you want to eat stuff that's in season, depending on where you are in the country. I believe all of us are probably in the Northeast, right? So it's apple season, pears, right? It's not pineapple, watermelon, strawberry season. Mango season is not. So like you go to the store and you get that, something's off because that stuff don't grow right now, right? So you also want to eat seasonal fruits, right? Okay, thank you, Roxanne. I'll wrap it up. We also want to eat what's in season, but eat what's low on the glycemic index so it don't spike your blood sugar, right? We don't want to be dealing with that. We don't want to fight that battle. That's a tough battle to fight. And if you are fighting that battle, there's things that you can do to natural things you can do to bring the blood sugar down and to bring it in check, right? And improve your health.
Okay. All right. So yeah, in closing, you want to mention the AAA, which we talked a lot about, but just to kind of for memory's sake, you want to use AAA. So just like when the car breaks down on the road, you call AAA. But in our case, we want to be a little bit more proactive and subscribe to AAA. Subscribe to the membership. So go ahead and break these down.
You want to have an action plan, right? You want to have an accountability partner, which we talked about, right? And you want to automate it. We talked about that calendar, right? We talked about that calendar. Your action plan could be, I just need to get me a coach. I need to get me a coach on some level. I need help with this. I need help with that. Boom, you've taken action, right? That person's naturally going to hold you accountable, right? I'm going to join my tribe. I'm going to find my tribe, wherever my tribe of people are, right? And then I'm going to automate it. I have to be disciplined enough to do it. I've committed to it, right? It's on my calendar. I have to be disciplined enough to do it.
Mm-hmm. And why AAA, ladies and gentlemen? Because ultimately we're creatures of habit. And so the plan, again, bite-sized pieces. So you might have one particular goal. And again, we don't want to have these, these huge goals, maybe it's, the first 5 pounds, right? And another thing, we have to start to celebrate. Black folk, we don't give ourselves enough credit and we don't take the time to celebrate. We're on this treadmill of life and we just keep going. No wonder you're not inspired. No wonder you give up and just decide to do Netflix and order Uber Eats. If you start to celebrate those small milestones, but you have to set them first, which will be part of your action plan, then you will start to really, it'll become habit. And there's an incentive for you. And then accountability partner, like he said, we got Zumba, we doing belly dancing online, we do all kinds of stuff nowadays, and gyms are still open for those who feel okay to do that, and then automate. All right. So some of the benefits in closing, it's like putting your oxygen mask on first. That's the bottom line. And this is very important because you're having more and more children with diabetes and obesity. Not cool. They're watching us. The best teacher is modeling the behavior. So it's funny because I used to be at this plateau before I started working with Gabe. And, some people would say, you don't need to lose no weight. But for me personally, that was my goal. And I couldn't, and my son, who's an athlete, would be like, work out, work out, work out. So sometimes the modeling of the behavior come from the children. I just wanted to put that plug in for my young man because he was so right. It also allows us to control what we can versus what we cannot. See, if we're in an emotional crisis, I know I was very prone to being an emotional eater. A lot of us are emotional eaters. So we want to start to set systems in place and accountability partners so that it'll help. That you can control. Stay together, pray together. That's very important. As a community, as a culture, it's a collective culture. So a lot of this stuff we're doing at work, we're doing in those other areas that I was talking about earlier that we've been successful in. It's transferable. Just bring it on over to your health and your wellness. And again, it's just kind of modeling by example, and you'll have a lot more harmony and peace, teamwork. You start feeling good, looking good. I go somewhere, I'm always thinking, Gabe. I'm like, I went to the mall today and everybody was like, you look so good. I'm like, Gabe, thank you. Because I ain't thinking about it. But if you're getting that many compliments, I said, Gabe, thank you. So you start to feel really good. And then closing. I've been saying that. That devil was so busy. That devil be busy. But that devil's a liar. I got some affirmations for you all. We do. Write these down, screenshot, very important to say them. You don't have to know how to do them. You don't even have to believe them. Say them every day. And I'll do the first 5. I courageously live a life true to myself. Money comes to me easily and frequently because we need money, even for gym memberships or coaches or trainers. We need money, y'all. I'm fully self-expressed in my God-given purpose. I'm connected to and supported by healthy, wealthy, harmonious, and happy people. I am happier than I have ever been in my life.
My body is toned and fit. I have the health, fitness, and vitality to do the things I love. I eat only those foods that are good for me. My mind, body, and spirit are in harmony. Last but not least, I love myself and take good care of myself.
Amen. Woo.
Absolutely.
So we would love your thoughts, questions in closing, but that is what we have for you. I am doing a 5-day Live Happy Challenge. So
I signed up for that.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Oh, we should put that. Let me get the link so we can put it in the chat. But
Okay.
And I'll stop sharing.
You do have one question from Facebook. Belinda Gordon Battle. She said, do you recommend any natural foods that help resist colds, viruses, earaches, strep throat? Outside of COVID, these are illnesses that appear to be in our communities.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an herb. Actually, it's an herb. I'll be straight up with you. I ain't gonna hold back. I order from Dr. CB's website. I don't get no commission, nothing like that. So this ain't that kind of thing. All right. It's called elderberry. And don't go order all of it because I still need my stuff. All right. But elderberry is gonna help you out. It's gonna boost your immune system. Plus, it's full of fiber, so it's gonna flush you out. Okay. You got this thing. Look up a recipe for golden milk. That's with turmeric. All right. It's gonna help reduce inflammation. Right. Drink it at nighttime, so you're gonna go to sleep. It's gonna help reduce inflammation. There's cinnamon in there, turmeric, ginger, a little bit of honey, healthy milk, not cow milk. I'm not talking about cow milk. I'm talking, almond milk, coconut milk, hemp milk, things like that. And you also got can you repeat the question again? I'll give one more.
Yes, so it is cold, virus, earache, strep throat. Outside of COVID, these are illnesses that appear to be in our community.
It does a lot of inflammation.
I think the turmeric I think you got all of them.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that turmeric and that ginger, knock it out, sister. But, and there's always a but. You have to stay away from inflammatory foods. So if you taking stuff that's alkaline, trying to create balance, but you also taking in things that's creating inflammation, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways, right? So you have to say, let me not eat the chips. Let me not eat the cookies. Let me not do the drinking. Let me cut all of that out of my system so that I can, achieve balance and harmony first. And then hopefully don't go back to it, but all jokes aside, that will help. That will help a lot, right?
And I do think that's another good point you bring up, is like doing a check. Like, we don't pay attention. Again, the body's talking to you. If you keep having these kinds of episodes, you need to see, well, what are you allergic to? Because we try to do what everybody do, and everything is not for us as a people. So let's start tuning in, maybe doing a food diary, and really just getting in tune with yourself and what works and what doesn't. I personally have a lot of allergies. Not the coolest thing. I cheat sometimes, but at least get in tune to know what's what for you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we wrap it up?
So Belinda said, thank you, elderberry. She's got it. Golden milk, ginger and turmeric. And yes, sir, balance. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks
You're
for your
welcome.
question.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you for the question. Thank
Wishing you the best in your health. Thank you. How was this, you all? Was this helpful?
Yes,
Were we
please
able
put
to
that
add
in
value?
the chat.
Yeah, we want to hear some feedback.
And I want to say, you both had said something. You had a slide about people yelling at each other and being kind of just hurtful. And I just think about you and Gabe, and we were talking the other day. You guys were like, "Oh no, it's a whole lifestyle." Like, no, it's not. And I think you have to be like that, because sometimes we don't realize that you can't, like you were saying, you can't just eat the turmeric and stuff, but you're still eating foods that are inflaming. So I just wanted to thank you guys for not only talking the talk, but walking it as well. That was great to see. And the presentation shows all of that.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you.
feedback.
Thank you for having us.
We
Thank
got
you
some
for your
great
time.
comments.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for your time. Thank you for participating. Thank you for having us. Roxana, thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Kaiser Permanente. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yep,
So
Andrea said this is so dope.
Thank you, Shania. Thanks for attending. And
so I'm glad that she chimed in and said something. So Shania will make a list of the resources that you guys went over with us. We'll do the links. I don't think we'll do the PowerPoint, because that's unless Montrella and Gabe give us the authority to do that. We do post the video again. It'll be up on Facebook. It's free as a resource. And just imagine, guys, that Kaiser Permanente is allowing us to get all this information free. Like, you have a chef that went to a world-renowned school. You have a best-selling author that is giving us this information. So you can't get any better than this. So we just want to put that out there as well. But you will get a follow-up email that'll have those resources. And if you could just sign up for the next Mind Health Shop Talk, that's how we're able to keep doing this, is by people participating. I put the link in the chat. You'll also get a follow-up email to rate our speakers, give them A+ or B-, whatever you can give your feedback there. And yeah, because that way we'll know how we all did, right? So yes, I just wanted to make sure you guys know that. And the speakers did awesome, because they were answering questions throughout. So unless you guys have any other questions, we're actually finished on time.
Yes.
Roxanne, I have one question for Gabe.
Oh yes, Regina.
Yes.
Background. I just wanted to check. I know that a lot of places now accept flex spending, including gyms, places. So I just wanted to check to see if you might accept that.
What was the question?
Like the health savings
the
accounts or the
credit cards
flex spending, do you
Oh, listen,
sorry.
I'll figure it out. How about that? I'll figure it out. All right. I'll figure it out for you. All right. I don't want to say no. I don't like saying no. Right.
Yeah.
So I will figure that out. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me
Yeah,
write some
because a
notes.
lot of places, like I want to
That's a
say,
good
they'll
question.
help, your
Yes.
job will help you pay for some
Yes,
of your
and it's a
gym
credit
membership.
card. It's just as not have, it's health related. Yes, I know I take it, just for those of you who want to know.
Okay.
For mental health.
Yes.
I take insurance too, but for Gabe, yes, flex spending and health
Okay.
savings account. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roxanne,
because a lot of, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Andrea.
no, I was just gonna say, I'm trying to, that Zoom link for Montreal, I don't, either I'm doing something
Oh, it's
wrong.
not clicking?
Maybe it's just me. You know, I can be jacked up in that area, so I don't know.
Oh.
Click right
You know
in.
what? You may have to, so guys, this makes a good point. You may have to copy that whole thing and put it in your browser.
Okay,
So
and put it in my
I'll
browser.
stay on a little bit so that to make sure everyone can do that. And then when I close out, you'll get the Survey Monkey.
Okay,
Because sometimes it is weird with the settings with that.
okay, no problem, thanks.
And also, if you have to pay a little bit extra to get to your goals, you're going to be way happier in the end. I even told my sister-in-law, we pay so much money for other stuff, but then like when it comes to getting therapy or paying more money for a personal trainer, you're going to be happier in the end. And from not eating out, eating junk food, all that, you'll save money in different places to make it possible, which sounds like crazy when you're trying to plan to do it, but once you start, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't do this before.
Absolutely. And you might make some more money. You start
Right.
feeling good and
Right.
hopping around the office. I'm telling you, you're moving on up, baby.
I love it, I love it. But that really is self-care.
I'll say this. You're the best investment you'll ever make.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are your best investment. And I'm gonna be honest, but before I had ever done therapy, I was like, oh, black guys don't do therapy, whatever. After I did it, I said, I should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I said, what was, oh my God, right? I'm investing in me, right?
Yeah.
So I said, cool, and I prioritized it, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah. But I will definitely look into that. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'll give me 24 hours. I'll have a response for you in 24 hours or less.
Awesome.
Or less. Yeah. I know I have a business and everything, so I'll look into it.
Yep.
All right. So a lot of people saying thank you.
Thank you
No,
all.
thank you all.
For your time.
Thank
Hope
you very
found
much.
it valuable and helpful. We're on the journey with you. # you are not alone.
I love that.
And,
You are not alone.
It's here for you too. All right. So we want to hear from you all. Email us. Check us out. I have a
And
newsletter.
we put your Instagram handles in the chat as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Stay connected. This is community, you all.
Yeah. It's our community.
Andrea,
It's our
thank you.
tribe.
Bless
This is our new
you,
tribe.
sister.
Yeah.
Likewise, this is
Thank you.
exciting. We love having you, and Gabe is what a welcome addition. And I'm
Thank you.
excited about what really people take in this whole notion around self-care to another level. So I'm super excited. So yes.
Thank you.
And so maybe we'll have you guys come back.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Down.
Of course.
In a few months.
Yeah.
to
I'll get him to
follow
do
up
some more
with people.
demos.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Lynn to do some lunges on the next one.
Love
All
All
it.
right. Thank you,
Good night.
everyone.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Good night,
night.
everybody. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.